You are now on the Comic Con highway, and you're about to find out about the exits that are coming to your town, your area this week, so you can go out and support indie comics. My name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the voice of WrittenSiNs. And let's see what's going on the Comic Con highway this weekend. The way to find out what the exits are to go to the Comic Con highway exits in our menu. You could also find it on your mobile devices. There's this little box with three slashes right underneath our banner. That's where the menu is. Go into the menu and hit this week's exits to find out where the Comic Cons are coming close to you. So we are actually already in this week's exit, so we're going to go ahead and start talking about it. If you're in the Midwest, in Wisconsin, Raymond Hill will be in Milwaukee Comic Con. Check him out. Great creator. Very exciting. Tell him I said hi when you run into him. Comic Con Highway is also going to be heading out to Maryland with Robert Garr appearing at the Galactic Comic Con on February 24th. Both of these are one-day shows. Check them out now. Comic Con Highway Southern exits are going to have me going to Georgia. Actually, for me, it's a trip up north because Georgia's north from me, but for most, it's still in the south. I'm going to be there the 24th and 25th. This is an amazing show. I also know my table number, so we'll call that up and I'll show you what it is. Um, it is a 2-day event that started on Kickstarter. You're going to see the graphic right here where you can see where to find me. This is their graphic right here. There's the photo ops. There's the, let me make sure it's on camera. There's the photo ops. There's the concessions, and I'll be right here. I'm in that first aisle right before the split. I guess this is where the vendors are, if I'm not mistaken. I am table 519, and you guys can see me right there, 519. So come check me out. This is, of course, not a Florida Comic Con, so egg on my face for that. I'll have to fix that. I'm so used to being in Florida, but this is not a Florida Comic Con for one time. But speaking of Florida Comic Cons, and segue with a mistake, Comic Con Highway is in Florida at Pensacola with Jenny and Barry Gregory, who will be at Pensacon. Check them out. It looks like an amazing show. I'm kind of jealous I'm not going to that I'm traveling this weekend. And speaking of traveling, this weekend and missing out. Palm Beach also has one. It's kind of weird seeing two cons in Florida, but we're so huge. Sometimes there's just that much fandom in Florida that you can afford to have two cons at the same time. And this one you're going to have on the 24th, which is a 1-day, unlike Pensacon, which is, by the way, a 3-day and begins on Friday the 23rd and goes through Sunday the 25th. So that's a 3-day show, but there's a 1-day show. So you can technically do both of these shows. Go to the Pensacon on the 23rd, hit up over at Palm Beach for the 24th, and then go back to Pensacon on the 25th. How cool would that be? You do two cons in one weekend. You'd be a rock star of indie comic support system. You would be an advocate of indie comics, and I support that. So the Comic Con Highway is going to Palm Beach. You're going to have Gene Holly, who does the Nerd Radio, if you guys are familiar with it. If you're not, you definitely need to check it out. We're going to pop this open. And the cool thing about having this on our site now versus what we used to use Opinion Stage, and the reason we're also, one of the reasons we're moving, is because now there'll be more information with different events. Some people were complaining that they weren't able to click links, and there were some issues with Opinion Stage with just being able to get a lot of info in there and make it easy for you guys. But now that it's on our site, we can re-tag different links. So now you can actually see what Nerd Radio is. How cool is that? So definitely check it out. Looks like it's going to be an exciting event. Couldn't be happier for Gene and doing his panel. I wish I was there. Gene, if you watch this video, please take a video of it. I'd love to hear you speak about comics. It's so cool. I'm sorry I missed it. We're not able to connect so far this year, but we'll get there. We'll get there, Gene. And of course, every time on this show, we go ahead and we go look at the convention scene. The convention scene is an amazing site that actually catalogs all the different Comic Cons. And the difference between us and convention scene is we're focusing on the creators. Notice everything that we talk about has a creator involved. They focus on just the cons. This is the perfect relationship to have. as convention scene can now allow us to tell you about everything that we haven't covered, but we get to tell you where specific creators are going to be. And if you want to be added to the Comic Con Highway, just reach out to us on social media at our group. Let's get to this. On the 21st in Portland, Oregon, Image Expo. On the 22nd and through the 24th, you're going to have Comic Pros in Portland, Oregon. The 23rd through the 24th is also going to have Great Lakes Comic Con, which for some reason, I think we have something for Great Lakes that's not shown. We're going to have to actually check that out. Let me just double check here, make sure we don't have a Great Lakes Comic Con. We do. I don't know why it's not there. This should have been in it. Obviously, something fell off, but I'll have it added to the list immediately. This is Great Lakes Comic Con. I don't know. That's why we never actually had anyone confirm that they're going to be there. We did have it on our list, but no one ever confirmed with us that they're going to be there. So that's why we didn't cover it. Was on the list though, so actually it wasn't a mistake of mine. I'm actually happy about that. I think someone was supposed to get back to us about it, and we added it, and we just asked them to get back to us. So I'm not sure. If you're a creator who is going to Great Lakes, reach out to us, and we'll add you to the list very quickly, so people know that you're going to be there. And Pensacon, of course, we talked about. Pensacon's going to have Barry Gregory and Jenny Gregory the 23rd to the 25th. And by the way, Great Lakes Comic Con, if I didn't mention it, is in Warren, Minnesota. So Galactic Con on the 24th is in Middletown, DE, which is Delaware, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I'm wrong there. You're going to have the NWI Comic Con in Indiana. West Palm Beach has the Comic Revolution West Palm Beach, and that's going to, of course, have what we just talked about, Gene's panel, as well as Cosplay Therapy is going to have a panel, so check that out. Also on the 24th in West Allis, Wisconsin is the Milwaukee Comic Con, which we, of course, said Raymond Hill is going to be at that one. Very cool, very cool. Co-creator of mine, very good dude. Tell him I said hi. Middletown Comic Con, DE, Detroit, I believe, is what they're going for with the DE. Oh no, Delaware. I'm sorry, mental spasm there. DE Delaware's got a lot. It's got Middletown Comic Con this weekend. In New Jersey, back in my old stomping grounds of the Northeast that I consider the tri-state area, you have the Rock-On Cabin Fever show at the St. Thomas the Apostle. It's apparently at a church. Interesting. On the 24th through the 25th, you can come see me, Mr. Anderson, at Savannah Comic Con. That's in Georgia. Come check me out. In the 24th to the 25th, you also see the Captain's Comic Expo in Charleston. I am pretty sure that the Fanfare in New York, the 24th to the 25th, is in the city, because that's what they mean. I'm going to double check for you guys right there. Fargo, ND, is Fargo Moorhead Comic Con. That's going to be in North Dakota. In Huntsville, Alabama, there'll be the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Con. In Texas, you'll have the Lubert Con in Lubert, Texas, the 24th to the 25th. Hillsboro has the Hillsbury Library Comic Fest, the 24th to the 25th. The Shuroff Frederick, Maryland Comic Con will be in Frederick, Maryland. Maryland's got 3 shows this weekend. Go Maryland. And then in Bordertown, New Jersey, in my old tri-state area, there'll be the Central Jersey Comic Book Show and Bordentown. It's at the Holiday Inn Express, Bordentown, Trenton South. Amazing weekend for the Comic-Con Highway. We caught it all. Let's just double check that pop culture thing. That's in Manhattan officially. So that is the Comic-Con Highway for this weekend. If you want to be added, please reach out to us at WrittenSiNs@yahoo.com. But before we go, let's take one more look at all the creators that are going to be going somewhere. Of course, there's going to be Gene, Holly, and the Cosplay Therapy is going to be at Comic-Con Revolution on the 24th. On the 23rd through the 25th, you can meet Barry and Jenny Gregory at Pensacon. I'll be at the Savannah Comic-Con, the Kickstarter Comic-Con. It started on Kickstarter and now it's come to life the 24th to the 25th in Savannah, Georgia. You could also see Robert Garr in Maryland at, and we just talked about this, the Galactic Comic-Con. And also Ramel Hill, I think I might pronounce that wrong. I apologize if I do. I've never heard the name out loud. Is in Milwaukee Comic Con. Very, very cool. Look forward to it. I hope you guys go out this weekend and support indie comics. Thank you for tuning in.